Alright guys, so today's video we're going to take a look at a very interesting and unique pair of true wireless earbuds. The pair that we're going to check out are the Drop Plus Grail TWS1s, and on top of that, I actually think this is a very important pair of true wireless earbuds, but I will talk about that a little bit later. But what the TWS1s is a pair of true wireless earbuds that Drop has decided to work with Alex Grail, who's one of Sennheiser's most famous engineers. He's responsible for the HD600 lineup, the HD800s, and that's some of Sennheiser's most popular headphones. But Alex Grail's decided to go on and do his own thing, and the TWS1s is one of the first products that he's releasing. And so working with Drop just allows it to be more mass produced. It also helps bring these in at a lower cost for consumers, although these are coming in at $199. And we'll talk about what all these have to offer. We're going to talk about the noise canceling that these have. We're going to talk about the sound. And I'm going to talk about why I feel these earbuds are very important, but we do need to see if these are worth the $199 price tag. Now to start with, if you look at the packaging, you definitely do not think 199 bucks because it's just cardboard. There's no flashy images on the top, there's no gloss, it's just cardboard with the Drop Plus Grail on the cover. But once you take out the earbuds and the case and all of that, you notice it has a very unique design. Like, the earbuds serve a purpose with their design. It has a circular slash stem design. The purpose involves the microphones. It also involves the touch and swipe controls, which we're going to talk about. But the TWS1s, as far as any of the technology, they do have custom 10mm dynamic drivers. They are using Bluetooth 5.2, but they're using a Qualcomm 5141 chip. And what makes this pair really special is it does have LHDC, which is a low latency, high definition codec. It has aptX adaptive, so it's really nice to have these high-end Bluetooth codecs. Now this pair does work with Sound ID's app. This is the app that you go through and you take a hearing test. It basically kind of builds a sound profile based off what it thinks you like, and then it will apply it to these earbuds. But I will say that it makes a huge difference when it comes to the sound, but I'm still also going to say that I prefer the sound that these have out of the box. And again, once we talk about sound, I will explain that a little bit more. Now, if you do plan on using these outdoors, they do come in rated at IPX4. Because this pair has active noise canceling, IPX4 is, that's the norm. It's just enough to make sure that if you sweat heavily or if it rains or if they get splashed on, they're going to be okay. But it is definitely not a high enough rating to drop these into water. But moving over to talking about the noise canceling that these have, because not only do these have normal active noise canceling, these also have what they call NAR, which is a noise annoyance reduction. So it's basically trying to blend passive noise canceling with active noise canceling. It's trying not to affect the audio quality, which I still feel like it does. And this is a positive. Usually it's a negative, but at least in my case, I think this is a positive because it definitely boosts the low end. It just adds a really nice punch. I'll hold off on talking about that until we get to the sound quality, but the ANC on these is actually really impressive. It does a very good job of blocking out a lot of your lower tones, but the NAR mode actually does a very good job of blocking out people talking and more higher frequency sounds that normal active noise canceling doesn't normally block out. I still will not put it up against the Sony or the Bose, but having the ANC and the NAR definitely puts the active noise canceling right up there with those two companies. And I was also extremely impressed with the ambient mode. This is easily one of those pairs. You flip it over into ambient mode, you can hear your surroundings almost as though it just sounds natural. It's easy to carry on a conversation. You don't have to take your earbuds out. And so I think they just did an excellent job when it came to this. Now, as far as what all they've included inside the box, because this is a more higher end audio product, not only are you getting the small, medium, and large silicone ear tips, they've also included 2 sets of foam ear tips. You're getting small, medium, and large wing tips, which just helps keeps these earbuds in place. And if you don't want to use the wing tips, it does come with that little silicone grip, just so that your earbuds aren't really moving around as much. It's just basically a way to grip inside of your ears. And then as far as the charging cable, it does come with a USB-C cable. This is one of those short USB-C cables I'm not a huge fan of, but it really doesn't matter because this pair also has Qi wireless charging. So you could just come in, drop it on any wireless charger, and it will start charging. But speaking of the charging, battery life is just decent on this pair. Now, if you do decide to just use these with the noise canceling off, you can get about 5 hours out of the earbuds and around 45 hours using the case, where if you do decide to use these with the noise canceling on, you're going to get closer to around 4 hours on the earbuds with around 35 to 36 hours using the case. So it's not impressive battery life. It does not have a fast charge feature. It does say it takes about an hour and a half to fully charge these, but I still would have liked to have seen the 5 to 10 minute fast charge feature that a lot of other earbuds in this price range has. Now moving over to checking out the case. The case is not the smallest that I've seen. It does have a decent amount of weight to it, which means it does feel like it's very well built. Now on the back you can see the USB-C input, and then around on the front you have 4 indicator lights. That way you can kind of gauge how much battery life is left on the case. Now, when you open up the lid to check out the earbuds, again, I feel like these have one of the most unique designs I've ever seen on a pair of earbuds. It does have the round look that the Surface earbuds have, but it has this short, tiny stem sticking out of it, which again, I do feel like serves a purpose because it brings the microphones a little bit closer to your face. And then the circular design is what's allowing you to not only have touch controls, but these also use swipe gestures. So mixing the swipe gestures and the touch controls, you have control over everything. You have play, pause, the ability to skip forward, go backwards, turn your volume up and down. You can turn the active noise canceling on. You can also turn the NAR mode on. All of that's done from the earbuds, but I am gonna tell you, you definitely wanna make sure to check out the manual because it is a lot to learn. Now, for you guys that do like to use your earbuds for phone calls, this is another area that I feel like these earbuds excel in. I think the mics are excellent. I think it did a very good job of picking up my voice. And not only that, it did a really good job of blocking out my surroundings. But you guys can be a judge by listening to a test here. All right, guys, so here is a mic test using the TWS-1s. Again, I think this is an area these definitely excel in. I think it does a pretty decent job of making my voice sound natural and not too digital. It picks up bass tones nicely. So this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call. And so now here's the mic test with a crowd noise being played, which you can hear here. And so this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call in public. So now let's talk about the sound, because the sound of these are fantastic. And this is where I feel like these earbuds are important. I really do think that this is one of the first pair of true wireless earbuds that's tiptoeing into that higher end audio quality. For people that are audiophiles, this always kind of turned up their nose to Bluetooth earbuds and just felt like it doesn't compare to high end studio headphones. Because I feel like this pair is very comparable to the Drop THX Pandas that I've tested, and it's one of my favorite pair of Bluetooth headphones. I think the sound is really comparable, but there is a huge difference between the active noise canceling being off and the noise canceling being on when it comes to sound quality. Because with the noise canceling off, it's very detailed, it's very spacious, it's very open. There is a nice little punch to it, but it's not as boomy as a lot of other earbuds. So it's not extremely powerful in the low end, but when you turn the active noise canceling on, that bass definitely comes to life. I mean, it starts to add a lot of thickness in the audio while still keeping that extreme clarity. Now, as far as the openness, it does close it in a little bit with the noise canceling turned on, but I think that's completely fine here because even with the noise canceling on, it still sounds like you are in a very large room. And the mids on these, I think they did a very good job of pushing them forward enough where you can hear all of these subtle things in different vocalists. You can hear different things in instruments that a lot of earbuds have a hard time picking up on. And then I think even with the treble, they tune these up just enough to keep them from being bright or harsh, but it picks up and pulls out details very well, just even if I'm listening to metal, where there's just so much going on. This is one of those pairs of earbuds that can just handle any genre, and it doesn't feel like it starts to get confused if a lot's going on. It just, if something is simple, it keeps it simple. If something's chaotic, it allows it to be chaotic, but just not congested. This is one of those rare earbuds that makes you want to go through your music collection and hear how much different they sound on this pair compared to others. And like I said, it does work with the Sound ID app, so you can go through and do your hearing test and let it apply that to the sound that these have. And I did do that, and I felt that it sounded fine. I just still went back to the sound signature that it had out of the box. I felt like that sounded excellent as it was, and I didn't feel like I needed to add that. And I actually prefer these with the ANC on because I do like that added thickness in the low end. So my overall opinion is this is some of the best audio quality that you're gonna find in a pair of true wireless earbuds. The ANC and the ambient mode is done very well in here. It does have so-so battery life. I do wish that it had a fast charge feature, and I also wish that these had a little bit more volume. Just maybe one more notch. And that's more so for people that like to listen to their music just turned up all the time, because outside of that, I really don't have any complaints. And I'm mainly somebody that focuses on audio quality, and this is going to be one of the best that you're going to find. But guys, that wraps up my video on the brand new Drop Plus Grail TWS ones. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.